But Bitboy is dead. There is no Bitboy. There's no Bit Squad. It's over. Going forward, from this channel, from this account, my name is Ben Armstrong, and this has been Nation. Welcome to it.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And you know I come back with that video just to make you think.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Support this great content by hitting the Cash App and by joining the Patreon.
And guys, we have Bitboy Crypto says Bitboy Crypto is dead. No more Bit Squad. It is now Ben Armstrong and Ben Armstrong Nation. He is definitely back, but guys, we already knew he wasn't going anywhere. And guys, we have the Bankman Solana making a return. And I know a lot of you on my Patreon was asking yourself, what is the Crypto Teacher doing? And we know the NWO likes to shake you out. But now Visa announces it's using Solana to move those USDC payments for low cost for customers and retailers with VisaNet. And guys, this is the reason why these small and medium-sized banks have no chance. They're not going to be able to survive. And that's the reason why we know the main event is right around the corner. Because guys, they're just not going to tell you they took your money. They have to have a distraction. And majority of the times, it's been crypto when they're taking down these banks. And speaking of crypto, we have Bitcoin, as we know, came up during the financial crisis. But guys, Bitcoin has always been in the environment of 0% interest policy. I've been over it several times. But we know, guys, by October of next year, 2024, and that's the reason why I said in the video yesterday that XRP is going to make its run around October 2024, the same as Bitcoin, because we know interest rates are going to be coming back low again. And then on top of it, guys, we're going to be going through hyper deflation starting next year, most likely in the back half. And speaking of distractions, we have the government shutdown looming. And we know the bird needs both wings to fly. We know Democrats and Republicans work together when it comes to moving the agenda. And we know under the Democrats, they're used to giving away money. And we know Republicans want to just give the money to the rich and let it trickle down. But we know the agenda for both is the fourth industrial revolution. So they have to destroy this legacy market, and that means getting rid of a lot of these programs, because remember, the dollar is going to lose its strength. It's going to lose the main world reserve currency. That's going to be China, the digital yuan. And look at the population that's going to be attached to that digital yuan. The dollar is not going anywhere, but it's going to lose a lot of its power. But again, guys, we're going to be going through hyper deflation. And we know China manipulates its dollar the same way the United States is going to be able to, especially as it becomes a digital currency. We're going through a cashless society. But will the government shut down? Most likely not. But don't forget, guys, in the fourth quarter, there's always an event for distraction. But this time, guys, we know they need that big enough distraction over these next few years so they can move in all this technology. Only thing you have to do is sit back, get your popcorn, and let it play out. And that's why I tell you to get in the lab, because you do not want to be caught on the wrong side of history. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
And Solana jumped to $20.40. Okay, let's catch you up on the latest headlines. One of the driving forces behind Solana's gains this morning is Visa's plan to use the network for payments. The payments giant announced on Tuesday that it will expand stablecoin settlement capabilities and will launch pilots with WorldPay and Nuvei using the high-performing Solana blockchain. Visa also said it's already moved millions of dollars worth of USDC between partners using Solana and Ethereum, settling fiat-denominated payments authorized over VisaNet. That's the company's electronic payments network. Over on X, formerly Twitter, Solana said this newest expansion enables enterprise-grade throughput with virtually no cost for Visa issuers and merchants. Visa began exploring USDC back in 2021 when it started accepting transactions with the stablecoin as a way to speed up cross-border payments and settlement times.
We are in a new world, at least in terms of Bitcoin now, that we're in a world that Bitcoin has never seen before. And what's different about this world is we're no longer under zero interest rate policy. Bitcoin was created under zero interest rate policy. Every single boom we've had so far has been in a zero interest rate environment. And now there's actually yields that investors can get, like off of treasuries. I mean, that's the thing everyone's got to compete with. And so Bitcoin has never been up against this environment before. It's a completely different world. I mean, it is the normal world. It's the way it's the way that investing has been in the United States for most of time, but it just hasn't been for a very long time since the Great Recession. So the next big boom, I think it'll probably come, but it could be more muted this time because, investors aren't piling into risk assets in quite the same way now that they have like actual yields they can get off of treasuries again.
When you take a look at everything they have to do, there are some things that Congress absolutely have to get done. It's hard deadlines for big programs that have a lot of impact, and there is a chance to get some of this done. So if you look at what their agenda is, they've got until September 30th, basically, to renew or to extend half a dozen major programs and bills that will otherwise expire. Now, this includes government funding. Both Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy have said they want to extend current funding until later in the year to give them more time to work through potential issues. But a group of hardline conservatives is vowing to oppose any funding extension unless it includes lower spending levels, a border wall, and doesn't give Ukraine what they're calling a blank check for funding. Bill Hoagland, Senior Vice President with the Bipartisan Policy Center, said McCarthy will likely need to partner with Democrats to keep the government funded, but that could threaten his role as Speaker.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go, but clearly we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of the huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in an ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we can have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing, they were still getting that free money. What are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID stories 3. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.